Hmm.
Can't you hear the bells are ringing?
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me? Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me? Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
I can see a sorcerer from
Then
a
you're
mile
an
away.
idiot.
And you can't be too careful, you know? If I can get Alexander, I can...
Take the wheel, Captain. Take the wheel.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
Take the wheel, Captain. Take the wheel.
Do you hear it?
Hard port. Can't you hear the
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Hard port. Can't you hear the bells are ringing? Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me?
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Hard port. Can't you hear the bells are ringing?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Take the wheel, Captain.
You've got to
Take the
pick
wheel.
Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm
Rocks
finding
ahead,
you
Captain.
can
Do you hear me?
はい
I can
どうも
see a
ジャンボです
sorcerer from a mile away.
ディビィニティ2オリジナルシン続
And
け
you
てい
can't
こ
be
うと
too
思います
careful, you know? If I can get Alexander.
昨日はですねここで捕まってしまったんですけどね
Kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
Weathered and rugged, the man sleeps soundly. He mumbles in his...
There's bad things in the caves. Bad dwarf. Leave my...
He goes back to sleep.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort
Just when I
Joy.
think this land holds... Still, at least this is an interesting...
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You got that right, Hilka.
Hard port. Can't you hear the bells are ringing?
ここから見えないのではないですかこいつは寝てるし
Take the wheel, Captain. Take the wheel. Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me?
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to
Rocks
Fort
ahead,
Joy.
Captain. Do you hear me?
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an
Take the wheel,
idiot.
Captain. Take the wheel. Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me?
うわうわ
Do you hear it?
Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me? Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me? Rocks ahead,
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
The chest won't open.
Speak the word, and I shall open. Speak the word, the magic word, and I shall open. No. No. I did not understand. Do you want... No. No. Still no. I am a chest. Is your buffer... Do not profane. Speak the word. Yes, you could. This seems likely. An excellent.
The man sleeps on.
Ghost cheese. Mother, are you mad?
Smiling faintly in his sleep, the man slumbers. He wakes.
See,
He settles back to sleep. His eyelids rise, and he
just you try it, see?
He settles back to sleep. He snorts,
Mother,
then goes back to sleep. Deeply asleep now, the man...
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
The chest sits there, refusing to open.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for
What kind of idiot uses magic word? Clearly not. Nope. That would be... You speak the word. I open. For your safety, please stand back.
The lock unlocks with the tiniest click.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
Take the wheel, Captain. Take the wheel.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
Hard a port.
You got that
Can't you hear
right,
the bells are ringing?
You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me.
I've got to say, I think we're on to something.
Take the wheel, Captain.
Okay.
Take the wheel.
If I can get Alexander, I can get any of us.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Hard a port. Can't you hear the bells are ringing? Hard a port. Can't you hear the bells are ringing?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
The ghostly seaman rings his bell, his hate directed...
Spoke to the lady captain, didn't you? I seen you, scale skin, cozying up. Are you with her, or sail you with us? Then you won't sail with her. She ran the ship upon the rocks, although I rang the bell. That light weren't no light. You ran the ship upon the rocks, Captain, and all the crew were drowned. I'm doing my duty here, I am. I'm the lookout, and I'm ringing the bell. Rocks ahead, Captain. But I'm on duty here. There are rocks ahead, and the captain must know it.
He blinks once, twice. A single salty tear drips from one ghostly eye. He raises a finger to his temple in salute.
At last. Then you're an idiot.
She babbles breathlessly on, barely aware your...
My ears are still a ringing. And I have you to thank for it? That accursed bell lies with the peacemaker, on the bottom in the rocky shallows. My compass lies there too. The compass surely lies on the bottom, near where the ship was wrecked. Take it with my blessing. If you let me mark your chart. But you be warned. Stay off the wreck itself. Let her lie as a monument to her death.
She goes white as the...
You've got no call to go looking for no cargo. Far as anyone's concerned, heed me. Leave the cargo of the peacemaker.
She turns away.
You've got a pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
You've got a pick who you can trust. And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain,
Absolutely not. The coffers, man. The coffers, they're to be guarded day and night. Yes,
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an idiot.
You have interrupted my newest masterpiece!
The bard clears his throat and gargles on his own...
Well, never you mind. Wait! You might be just the stimulus I needed. I shall craft a rhyme for you and your race. Magnificent! But if I am to write a first-rate...
He stares at you for a few torture...
Let's cut to the chase, lizard. Your kind has built an empire on the backs of slaves, reaping the rewards of the innocent's toil. Do you condemn your kin?
He smiles a crooked smile and runs out...
It isn't just slaves that suffer, though, is it? You eternally seek perfection, though offer no room in the creaking empire machine to the sage or the savant. What say you? This superiority complex, this haughtiness, so cold. Others see you for what you truly are. Monsters. Loveless, heartless, ruthless. You know it to be true.
The bard hems and haws, then bellows his next...
To all lovers of verse, I bring glorious news. An empire built upon the backs of slaves does not deserve the faintest breath of...
Right about me. I'm just another useless elf. Might as well have rotted in the desert. What's even the point? Come on, lights are at stake.
You're the sorcerer, Mary Lane.
Take that, sorcerer. Dallas, get up.
You're dead, Alexander. Alexander, you're dead.
Here, mister. Alexander doesn't have to stay dead, does it? Hey, are you a lizard? Whoa.
Cool. I think you look weird.
See? Told ya. Take that, sorcerer.
Turtle Johnny puts an invisible source...
Take that, sorcerer! No more... I hate this.
The three kids stare at you in...
Crack! The source collars...
For a moment, you watch the children play. The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse, were it not for a slight twitch of her eyelids. She calmly opens her left eye.
What do you want? Cobwebs, I reckon. Maybe some spiders and silverfish, rats. Nothing you want. Unless you collect cobwebs, I guess. Wine all you want. I'm stuck.
Before you can ask more, the dwarf holds up.
You best get.
She rolls her eyes before closing.
Take
some sorcery in the face, nasty Dallas. I'm going to send you to be cured, sorcerer. You can stay there with the dirty lizards and Joe's mum until you're cured.
Latest news! Fresh many a latest, my friend. The war, the seven savers. Kill them all, I say. Do them like, they doomed us all, didn't they?
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
War's a brewing, my friend, and we may find special prices for you while we're still fresh. War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
I'm all right. Think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by singers. Culprit still at large.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as you're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for Insubordination!
回転切り挑発フェニックスガイド。ああ、いいね、これ欲しい。バトルスタンド、リフトバリア、ああ、盾が必要か。リップリングブロー。スキルブックスカイショット。あ、置ける。
Your flesh stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Executes 24 noblemen for
keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tongue.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Blessings of the divine upon you, good sir. My husband and I were just sitting down for a wonderful. Come, there you go, all cozy. So tell me, are you heading to work? That's so lovely to hear. So come, let us break bread and strengthen ourselves for the journey.
You eat, drink, and have a good time of it with Glory and her husband.
Nothing good. The Voidwoken are everywhere. Thank the Divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
セットコーができる。セットコー。セットサインやからセットコー。
Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Wide welcome. God knows we can stop those beasts. Cold steal it.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seagulls. Culprits still at large.
Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Your flesh stinks of the void. What kind of barren cells did you find?
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Read Justinia.
It's all in case the new legs of silver from a cell floor.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen raw eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Hear ye! Hear ye!
They don't come visit
Bishop
your cousin.
Alexander
Who
was
will?
slain by Seagulls. Culprits still at large.
Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia!
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
He told the fools that you led up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
あ、クリッピンググロー
You're
です
safe
ね、覚えてる。
among friends. Never forget it.
ああ、そうか、ミスったな。これ勝ったやつかな。わからん。とりあえず。
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it. Wars are brewing, my friend, and I'll stand by your side. But prices will go up, even for what? Special prices for you, my friend. Gotta stick with your own in times of trouble. War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as you don't worry too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
체인 글러브이나 뭐 체인
Keeping
글러브
it together, Bree.
하시고
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
March against the ancient empire.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
메일 보트이나これ
Bishop Alexander was slain by singers.
わ結構基地をもう東京に体力
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as you don't worry too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
チェーンヘルメットウォーカー
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Do anything that will protect against food waste.
生命力吸収なんか
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
今防御差6かさあ10問物流防御がだいぶちゃうな
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
売却場か
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
だからいらんの全部売るかな
Ah.
でっけえないらんの
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
手紙はいらんじゃん
Keeping it together, Bree.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprits!
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Together, Bree.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree.
まだ帰るな。
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
このウィザードスタッフも強い。
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
魔法の両手持ちはな、問題は。
Queen Justinia executes 2 dozen noblemen for insubordination.
郵便か。魔法の設計はいいな。行動優先するプラス300円強い。
Over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know? Bishop Alexander was
together, You're safe among friends. Never forget it. worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Tell me, have you heard any
They
news?
don't come visit your tunnel. Who will?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprit still at large. Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia!
You're safe among friends. Never forget. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tunnel, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Wide welcome. God knows what to stop those beasts. How
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprit still at large.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right. As long as
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Smells worse over here
Nothing
than a
good.
dozen
The
rotten
void woken
eggs
are
dropped
everywhere.
in a vat of vinegar.
Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Buying anything?
They don't come visit your
yes, of
tunnel.
course.
Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
fine. こう11ですから。
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
あ。
You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere.
Smells worse over here than a
Thank the
dozen
divine
rotten
you're
eggs
here to
dropped in a
protect
vat
us.
of vinegar.
Then don't come over.
Yes, of course.
Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tunnel, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right. As long as
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of cat would sell such things?
You're safe among
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
The dog lies there quietly, clearly in great pain.
What are you looking at? I'm sick here. Get lost. Got a pain in the neck. And got a bad pain in...
It flinches. A low, threatening growl builds within its throat. Under the collar, you find the sharpened points of metal rivets, gouging the poor dog's skin. The dog bares its teeth at you, and the dog gives you a long, hard stare, but does not bite you. The dog goes to bite your hand, and then...
Hey, I feel... okay, thanks. Think I'll wander off now. Here, before I go, what can I do to... Master did.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Huh? Wait a minute. Master hurted me?
He turns to his master.
You bad man, you...
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come
Penny
over.
for a grieving beggar whose dog ran away.
They don't come visit your ton. Who will?
God damn it. That was my livelihood. Penny for a grieving beggar? I reckon I'm owed it here.
Keeping it together, Bree.
You wouldn't do that, would you? Oh, yes. You would do that, wouldn't you? I couldn't prevail upon you to change your mind, could I?
He gives you a cool look, then rummages in his pocket. He counts the money.
That's your lot. Go on, then. Get lost.
Well, hello, stranger.
You look down at the cart and see fish with flaking scales, tumours and, in one case, 3 heads.
It's free to look. Just don't touch nothing unless you're going to make my... Fair travels, friend.
Keeping it together, Bree.
All right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Do anything that will protect against bullfights.
I can toil aside fire. God knows how to stop those beasts. How
My word, but you do look exhausted. I bet you could have at it. Got yourself situated.
おっと魔法がある。チェーンライト。お、これ強そう。チェーンライトニング。
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among
視力
friends.
封印召
Never
喚
forget
戦闘流。あ、これ強いな。
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not while you're buying anything.
物置屋もあるし。
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
どっち水術なんや。
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all
Your
right.
fish
as long
thinks
as
of the
I don't
void.
think about it
What
too
kind of
much.
rat would sell such filth?
You're safe
The
among
kind that don't
friends.
fancy starving,
Never forget it.
along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
これは買わなあかんのだったな。睡眠効果やもん。まあこういうそうとして。片石の分かってくるな。やめながらも。チェーンライトに1200。
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Protect against void wake.
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But wide welcome. God knows what'd stop those beasts.
Cold steel it
is. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Oh, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, Ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Oh, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, Ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Yep, yep.
protect against broadwaking.
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But void-woken? God knows what stopping beasts.
Cold steel it is, then.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
将来持ってたんか。最悪。
Together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
慰めです。これを外す。こう関連の領域。
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right. As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
放電、オーラ、チェーン、フォーナー。
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. While you're buying anything.
I don't come visit you, son. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
歓喜の鎧を
it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped on vinegar.
Don't come over.
They don't come visiting us. Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, Ben.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Vapid fiction, along with a large helping of ham.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over.
They do anything that will protect against bullwhip.
They don't come visiting us. I can turn us on fire, cold and poison. Keep wide walking. God knows what'd stop those beasts.
Cold steel it is.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not while you're frying anything.
They don't come visiting us.
Wouldn't you like to know?
They do anything that will protect against bullwhip.
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But wide walking, God knows what'd stop those beasts.
Cold steel it is, then.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs in a vat of Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
対はいる。バリスティックショット、マークスマン、リコシュ。
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
属性不要は守ってみたいな。パワーフュージョンもいる。エレメンタルトーテム。トーテムいらんかな。
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as you don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
最悪ファーサイトインフュージョンもいいけどな。アロースプレーとソースポイントがいるのか。わーお。なんてこった。もう一回行かなあかんやな。
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as you're safe among friends. Never forget it.
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, then.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients and
Vapid fiction, along with a large helping of ham.
使い切りさせてリカシー入れたマークスマンバイスティングショップ、スカイショップ入れたから、ファーストエイド入れて、
Keeping it together, Bree.
戦略的セット入れて、
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
召喚を入れて、
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
There's a lot of call for the junkie cell then.
John, why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Vapid fiction, along with the large helping of hand.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
There's a lot of call for the junkie cell then.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Vapid fiction, along with the large helping of hand.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
しょう、その先からと。
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Don't let up now. Keep hauling that car. Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your backs in. The Lord Dread awaits. It's sail.
The Magister stops, barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
I'm going nowhere right at this moment. Nowhere since... Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body swinging like a bell's clapper? Of course you haven't. We've only...
He licks his lips.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dangling over a puddle of your own blood and piss. My favourite one. I'm very good at what I do, see. There was a whiff of something in the air when you approached. A cut best convinced me I was mistaken.
He leans in closer and sniffs the air.
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows and turn straight to the hut. Seems peaceful here, doesn't it? But they do. Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mule? A beast of burden? But I've need of a rat catcher. Of course. I must depart post-haste. But Julian here will stay...
Stay behind? But I've my orders.
Like I said. And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we part shaking hands instead of stringing them up? How very... One last thing. The Magisters here are diligent men. Should this happen, just wave this piece of parchment in their ear. Adieu and good luck. The Lord Dread. The time has come, my stitched-lit lovelies. We set sail.
These sacks weigh like lead. It's a dis... Left behind like a dog. Blah. 7 curses upon that shit.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear.
You, the so-called friend of Dallas.
I'd be wining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. You're meddling in Magister affairs. Yes, I am very much aware. Wasn't... Now answer me. Did you meet with a Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late. By the Bishop's bones, you saw it? Now, out with it, man. What happened? That means Source was used. Which means some third party must have attacked first. Raymond, that old goat. Always suspected there's more to the Driftwood Dwarves than me. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ships sinking, weapons disappearing. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath...
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to. Where I really want you to...
It's wild territory. Remote and hostile. Where I believe... Should you find any such place... And better yet, proof that Lohar is working on behalf of Queen Justinia. In that case, go forth and let the hunt commence.
あなたにも思い出せるように頼む。噂の放棄。ドワーフにいらっしゃったんだよ。なんとか店の中に1個あるのと。何もないのか。よし。
Joe's a good swimmer.
Look at you.
The little boy looks at you.
And got you a tail.
Don't be rude, Ben. He's a lizard. It's not his fault he's ugly.
They stare at you in disbelief.
You're weird. We're waiting for our friend. He went for a swim.
He went swimming all the way to Fort Happy.
Fort Joy?
That's what I said. Fort Joy. He's gonna find his mum and bring her back. That's right.
I think he's an idiot. And
You needing supplies? I'd stock up if I were anything more.
透明ならスキレット3の効果がある残念な人です。バーサイズに永遠の扉、周囲に召喚獣とトーテムに死亡や消滅を作るやつ。すごいな、これずっと出てられるじゃんということは。あ、3ターンの間だけか。金がない。
Until later then.
装備金集めに行こう。金集めに行こう。あそこにもミッションまた出た。さっきの子供たちだな。
I'm all right as long as I don't think about it too much. Hello, Mr. Lizard.
The little boy beside her looks.
We're waiting for Joe.
Hello, Mr. Lizard.
The little boy beside her looks.
We're waiting for Joe.
ダメか。何言葉を吐いてるんだ。とりあえず一個ずつ行こ
う。East, Marketplace. West, Driftwood Fishworks.
なんて嫌な匂い。誰だ修行してるのこれか。
Surrounded by incompetence.
韓国だ。5% 回復する。ゴムだな、やっぱり。
I'm watching you, stranger.
I need those reports, damn it.
Of course, sir. Right away.
The Magister's jaw is tightly clenched as...
What? Well, do you know anything? I'm already aware of that, establishment. We have an informal agreement. They show discretion, and I can't believe they'd have any involvement in this. They'd be fools. Stop wasting my time, then. Those tinkerers all look the same. Scruffy, gold-hungry, sly wretches. This when, not if. And you'll see for yourself in time. We'll make all of Driftwood come and see what happens. Desertions? What do you know about desertions? This miserable town has too many gossip mongers. But they're right. But they slip away in the night, taking supplies. Cowards and traitors, all of them. I'm looking...
マゲストルカーバーはダメで、マエストロの家。黒牛艇の下と、モーダスの家の下と。
It can't be. Where is it? Where is it? Sir, please, have you seen a small burlap pouch?
She looks up at you in surprise. Her great green...
You'd help me.
Tears star her eyelashes, and she...
I know. What of the pouch? I really must find it back, or my master will flay me alive. It had quite a sum in... Magister Raymond? He bade me take the coins to purchase supplies for his journey, but I dropped...
She tilts her head back and blinks back.
I'd never do such a thing. Never. Honest work. What I wouldn't give. But I'm an indentured servant to Magister Raymond.
She reaches out as though to shake your hand, but stumbles.
Terribly sorry. I'm not in my proper mind today.
Gotta say, I think we're onto something interesting here.
Magister's dropping left and right. Can't say I'm shedding any tears.
Menu simple. Eat or drink or roll.
黄金の鍵だってすごい。バスの風で地面を燃やすした場合1メートルの方を作る。お、これいいな。なんか14と17装備だ。まあいいさ。シャモンドランをそのままにしといて、生命力しなくなるけど、鶏さんとお話だ。
Well, ain't you a tall drink at all, Ness? What can I do for you?
She fluffs them and coo.
You're so very, very sweet to notice, honey. Sure, why not? Not all of them hatch, you know. Go on and scoot then, honey. What do you want? Can't you see I'm peckish? If it is, it's only a little funny. But you try. Oh, you want I've got eggs to lay, grass to tidy.
The cat stares up at you. Its midnight black pupil.
8 lives already gone. But I'd gladly lose the last if you could throw me a fish. One of those smelly kind. Wouldn't say no. Fills the belly. Oh, but the other ones. Yeah, it turns dark when I eat them. It feels so beautiful against my fur.
The cat lifts his head and yowls, then he sniffs at the fish, then he belches, then pokes the fish with his...
Maybe I should stick to the good stuff.
He pokes his nose at your map, leaving a wet spot.
I think you'll find something interesting there. Found me some goodies during... Must be starved.
どこだどこに手術するの？猫はどこに手術するの？ どれが増えたか全然わからん。あ、死んだボックスが。あ、ちょっとパンをもらおう。金になるからな。
It won't budge. It won't budge.
You best get.
She rolls her eyes before closing them and return.
そう、殺したくなってきた。これ殺したらまずいだから。ここ閉めて。殺すはダメだな。この下に行きたい。
You best get.
She rolls her eyes.
俺にそんな口を聞くとお前を殺す。攻撃できない。炎を吐いてみるか。 から生まれた。どうだここは。
You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by our own hands.
ドワーフたちか。
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by our own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by our own hands.
多分これのことだろうな。レバーを動かせる。
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing?
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks
There we go.
knocking around
The
that
door's
noggin of
open.
yours.
By Duna's dagger. You here to free us or kill us?
入りどうなの？ちゃんと最後の殺しに。
You're not getting an answer till you keep your hands free of wands and such.
Good to see you'd rather flap your lips than fight. We're here looking for a slippery snake called Mordus. This here's his quarter.
Only thing we managed were to close that door behind us and get us stuck. Supposed to be another door out there, but never could find it.
Ain't no telling where that priest went off to. Started acting all funny not so long ago, then flew the coop. Well, at first, he was just buddying around with Lohar and the rest, you know. But then he'd start looking all sickly and run off for a day or two. Then some stranger tried taking old Lohar down, but got himself caught and tied up.
She taps her finger against her
A woman knows things. Nothing's getting past me.
Still sniffing for blood, eh? Suppose I expected better.
Better to take them out now.
Let's just say killing a bunch of lowly dwarves is beneath me.
Stay your weapons. Don't give in to baseless fear.
Glad I branded you wrong. Anything more you wanting to know? Well, at first, he was just buddying around with Lohar and the rest, you know. Then some stranger tried taking old Lohar down, but got himself caught and tied up. Ain't no...
She taps her finger.
A woman knows things. Nothing's get... Best we head off then. We've got...
Well, this won't do. If I can get stuck, then I can get unstuck.
Come on, let's keep moving.
The shrine depicts Duna, yet has clearly seen better days. Scratches and fissures your words are swallowed by the chamber's thick air. The stone is cold against your palm. If this figure once held power, it has since been...
あれか。
This shrine to Duna may have been quite beautiful. The stone is cold against your palm. If this figure once held power, it has since been depleted. Your words are swallowed by the chamber's thick air.
アイテムはいるのか。トンカチあったかな。あるわ。リペアハンマー。
This shrine to Duna may have been quite beautiful before it was so horribly defaced.
漢字は我が祭壇、金槌は我が靴。
Your words are swallowed by the chamber's thick air. The stone is cold against your palm. If this figure once held power...
ダメか。出なかった。どうしたらいいんだこれは。なんか踏んだままにしとくのいいのかな。ダメなのか。
This shrine to Duna may have been quite beautiful before it was so. Your words are swallowed by... The stone is cold against your... This shrine to Duna may have been quite... The stone is... Your words are...
わあ、出なくなってしまった。仕方ないな。こうなると飛ばすしかないか。飛ばせれない。上からでも無理かな。見えないかな。どうしたらいいんだこれは。出る方法がないじゃないか。 何なんだろうな。ただの置物かな。
This shrine to Duna may have been quite beautiful before it was so horribly defaced. The stone is cold against your palm.
どうしたらいいんだこれは。何か方法はないのかな。
Oh, hey.
Well now, how's my favorite Godwoken? An old lone wolf colleague of mine in disguise, Callow. He's hunting Godwoken. Poor fellow'd have an attack of the bloody flux if he knew what was really going on.
If Anne bites his...
That'll be tough for you to say without any teeth. Don't worry. I'm not going to hand you in. I think we should know who hunts us. Just play it cool.
From the glint in his eye and the...
All right. It has the potential to get messy.
If Anne smiles and...
あ、ここになんかあるぞ。モーダス。お前がロハール。ゾウの後ろにボタンかあるのかな。
You run your hands along the exterior. There's no mistaking the sound of stone chafing stone.
Okay. よくよく見ればわかることだった。こういうふうにもぎ捨てる調査の終わり。捨てるカーバーを消す。ドルフルートって言うんですよ。ナンパさん見つける。コンパクトしの海岸線のところに。国連邦を泳ぎにします。自由の6にモーダスの近いさ探索する。豆腐の地面に別の扉についたかなと。いっぱいある。別の扉があるの。これあげたっけ。この扉が早いし。
I found something.
固めの機械。
Skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre. Skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre.
さっとればさあ。
Skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre. Skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre.
怪しいんだよな。生命力教師15、30の33、下校2、司令室1、生命力教師。探しに行くか、じゃあ。
What? You be needing something from me, lad? Ain't much inclined to rub elbows with Lizard. Decency, eh? Oh, I had me some decency back in the day. Days glad to hear you say it. The day will come we'll overthrow 'em, you mark my words. Until I had friends. Good friends. Not even dwarves, some of them. Ever heard of that place? Fort Joy? They send you a lot of good that does the poor buggers. Hauled off and killed so they can come back as a pigeon or petunia. A fugitive. I don't think that's something I should be discussing with Straight. You can insist until the cows come home, but you can't make it. No, I shan't be baited. I ain't saying nothing on the topic no more. Godspeed, buggered fine.
The dwarf leans in and...
This fella runs along, right? Sweating, panicking. Red's racing after. Hide in a barrel, you fool, I yelled. The problem is he's still in there. Been hours.
You'd swear the shark was smiling at you. The dwarf reaches into a barrel and pulls out a fish. The innards fall to the floor, landing in a pool of dark bile. You'd expect fish to smell, but...
Oh, I forgot your lot still keep slaves. Your empire's rotten as this catch. But the boss has found a buyer for this muck, so...
Your clap on the back knocks his knife askew, cutting a jagged line through the best...
Lucky ain't the word I'd use, nor's patient. So go slither somewhere else.
The dwarf turns back to his work, slicing and disemboweling fish after fish, as the blood and black bile mix and swirl. Looking at the barrel, you see that someone has scrawled Black House on it in paint.
Here, leave them barrels alone. I told you to take a hike, so...
I don't care if we tear this place apart plank by plank. We will find him.
You can't just judge.
The dwarf peers at an expertly dissected...
Fascinating. Oh, my... I mean, no, what do you want?
With a small grin, the dwarf glances...
Indeed I am. They can close our schools, but they can't take away what I've been taught. Besides, there's still so much to learn. Plenty. These tainted fish are causing a lot of hardship. If I can understand what's happening to them, perhaps there'll be a way to reverse the effects. I have to try. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I need to see the effects of eating these fish. Yes, as it happens. I need to see the effects of eating these fish firsthand, if you understand me. Do as I ask, and you'll be amply rewarded, I guarantee you. Wonderful. Now, there's 3 samples that I wish to learn more about. Care to choose?
The fish instantly churns your insides. You double over in pain. A sudden vivid sensation of floating in darkness assails you. The dwarf suddenly drifts back into view.
How do you feel?
A stream of black bile suddenly erupts from your mouth and across the dwarf's boots. He doesn't even look displeased.
I see. Well, I'm sure it was nothing. Speaking of which, I've learned a great deal from observing you. I owe you a great debt. Ah, yes. Of course, but the fish you ate is known as yellow ridgeback. Quite a cunning breed, often used in concoctions to increase alertness. Who is to say how such a creature might alter an Seek out somewhere that peddles alertness herb mixes, adding these unique ridgebacks. So, now my work must continue. As soon as I've got in my...
ちはね、その強力な君のハウミックス。本当には。死んでるとこだ。ゲリより怖いわ、この人。横だけど。
Behind the containers, the fish in one of the barrels.
Please, you have to help me. The Magisters have gone mad. I'm a salesman. I tinker. I fix things. I wonder. I buy and please help me. I don't want to die. I don't want them to take me. What? I don't know. I don't have much gold. Please, what I have is more valuable than any coin purse. It can be yours. Just get me out of here. I have no idea. I only arrived in town a few days ago. I've sold a few items to Grandma. I was just sitting in the tavern, minding my own business, and...
You hear a quiet sob from the fit.
Why is this happening? I didn't do anything. So you'll help. You'll get me out of here. I just need to get out of Driftwood. I can't risk being seen. But if you please, I'll do anything. Just don't let them see me. Thank you. Bye, Lucian. 7 times divine, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
I'll follow your lead. But please, be careful. If the magic...
You found him. Excellent. Now, stand aside.
The Magister steps forward with a smile.
What? No, you said you'd help. You promised. You promised you'd get...
You utter fool. Very well.
Well now, how's my favorite Godwoken? No, he's got a lot of pets.
Ivan smiles and...
And? What news?
Safe. At last, I can breathe again. At last! I was sure I'd die in that wretched place. You have my thanks. If not for you, I probably would have been found. I can't just saunter away. Who knows? But once I'm sure the way's clear, I'm running to Ox like a cat with its tail on fire. I'm done with this stinking town. Please, I can't just let you walk away. Here.
A damp, scale-covered...
In fact, that's what started all the trouble in the first place. The Magisters nearly lost their minds. Oh, of course. I mean, I'm not... Hanag's a pretty powerful source master. Incredible control of portals. Last I heard, she was holed up in a house out in Paradise. She might still be there. Might not. But I pity it.
He pauses for a long moment. His eyes...
I mean, okay. Look, I'm not giving you a name. I'm not giving you anything. Whoever you find... But if you really want a sorcerer, go to Blood Moon Island. And that's in the kitchens of the tavern, of all places. I thought she was an idiot selling it so cheap. Then again, I'm the I swear, once I get to Ox...
キャラクターが英雄のタグを今後英雄のタグしか表示されない選択肢がございますリングブーツスチールメンヘルメット毒のルーン個体差が何にしようかな毒のルーン2がいいな使えそうだなスチールヘルメット28の7リングブーツって低かったのかな手はまあまあでも確かに手いるかな
A fisherman stares at the water, muttering...
The missus will kill me. She'll tear me a new mouth halfway down my neck.
You see nothing.
I've gone and thrown my wedding ring in the water.
Oh.
I could do that. I could. But seeing as the ring has a bit of sauce to it, like as not, going in there will attract Voidwoken. Can you go in the water? I wasn't aware you fellas were ambidextrous. Well, if it...
What's this? I found something.
Voidwoken, to arms!
投手。正解です。おお、なでかいよ。パワーインフュージョン。パワーインフュージョン。終了。ターン終了。投資系。投資だ。13ダメ。バトリングだ。回転機。普通に攻撃しろ。英語だ。お前は強い。ナイスだ。よけたな。メインメイン。ヒバルだヒバ。使ったらまずいな。ストップ。リファンヘイストだ。めちゃめちゃいるじゃんまだ。
Into the dark with you.
ジャンプつかないこれ。霧の中は見えないだろう。攻撃は当たらん。スパイショット。普通にショット。当たらん。中にいる限りは。ファイヤーボール。当たった。当たった。ライトニング。何 イバー私は行く。上に上がる。バリスタ。わあ、もうあ、ダメだ。当たるか。まだビリビリ。視点感スキルバックアップ。
A horrified fisherman stares at the water, muttering,
Well, that was terrifying. I need a new line of work. Goat herd, high on a mountain. Spice trader in the desert. Anything but this. You found it! How wonderful! The wife will be thrilled. Or she would if she ever found out about this, which of course she won't.
His eyes narrow.
I'm not sure I understand what you're trying to say.
わからないんだが。
Here, take the last of my gold as a token of my thanks.
渡さない。感謝の印だ。彼に身を渡さない。蓋をさないです。ほら。ほら、最後の金を受け取れ。感謝の印だ。
His eyes widen as he realizes what you're doing.
Oh, that's just bloody lovely, that is. I hope you die of a long and horrible disease. Lucian's bones. The wife's gonna kill.
移っていくという、なんとも要はインベントリで、これをローズに渡す。これもローズに渡す。これはフェイに渡す。鑑定。深々のパンツ。13物理ボールして弱い。
You met me as a lone wolf. But did I ever tell you of my past in the Divine Order?
Must have picked up some sauce.
Halt! The hound smells sauce on you. Plenty of it. Haven't got a collar for you. Damn it. I'm sorry, but I can't let you leave. Hounds, at the ready. Fine, fine. Do all the gallivanting you want. But if a hand goes snapping at your...
Ivan looks uneasy.
Ever tell you I worked with Lucian? Fact is, I was once pretty high up in his Divine Order. He was a good man. Trust me, today's Divine Order has nothing to do with Lucian's. Everything.
He closes his eyes as he speaks.
You know sacrifices had to be made during the war? I was to hurry through the forests with a rift portal for the elves. So trying isn't enough. And I won't rest until I know why Lucian didn't wait. Anyway, let's keep moving.
I sense...
I sense sauce. Buzz off.
Watch it. Those are sauce elves.
Come on, damn you. Think.
An elf in tattered red robes shifts through pages.
So many suspects. So many potential culprits. I need to narrow down the...
A floorboard creaks beneath your foot.
What are you doing, lizard? Trying to get the drop on me? Sneak up and slit my throat? Empty bluster, serpent. Now leave me be. My Magister comrades are missing, and 3 Magisters vanished so far, all within Driftwood. My comrades believe some tinkerer named Higba is behind it all, but they're wrong. I'm certain of it. He might be a greedy little junk peddler and a sorcerer to boot, but hardly capable of seizing Magisters. That's what I'm intent on finding out. I have to keep investigating, keep the pressure up. The culprit will make a mistake eventually. If you see anything suspicious, how about sense of honor, lizard? Or do you even understand such a thing? I served the Magisters for years with utter loyalty, but they banished all but humans from their ranks. You do that. That's no good. It doesn't make sense. I'm missing something. Right.
Glad you don't have the wetness for sodden ale.
An elf sways on her chair, her eyes focused on the counter in front of her, where she has 6 glasses. She slides one of the drinks towards you. Her head...
And that. Nothing like a glass of the good stuff.
She slides another glass of ale toward you.
Bottoms up. Cheers to you.
Her gaze swivels around.
Damien's dull knife. This place is horrible. Never mind. Another. Down the Oh, reckon that was. Reckon.
I'm telling you, if you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to say.
And another thing.
The cook smiles politely at you.
Another free bowl, perhaps? Of course. But place your order with Lovely. Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchens. It's not safe for you to wander about like this. Higbert told you that? He's a fugitive, supposedly a sorcerer too. He'd say anything to... I killed no one.
The cook doesn't respond. You notice that she has one hand behind her back when she hadn't before. The cook smiles. Her eyes bore right into you. Her hand...
The Magisters helped me. And the dwarves, the merchants, the pilgrims. Even the dogs helped me. What dark paths your mind wanders down? The things you're insinuating about me require proof. And it seems as though you haven't. So don't you pit your word against mine. You'll only lose. Now get out. I have nothing more for you. No.
なんだと。
I have nothing more for you. No food, no work.
Menu simple. Eat or drink or both.
Not right now.
I have nothing more for you. No.
If you're thinking of eating.
Nah.
I have nothing more for you. No food, no words. Get out.
Shikatanai. 燃やすしかないこいつは。殺しちゃえもう。こいつだ。カバー。
The Magister seal, and there's blood on it.
今週の出血率10%、技術は31。この体重のこれを以下に足す、電撃違反に足す、機能違反に足す、建物違反に足す、メインに足す、かぼちゃをこれはメインにえ？なんで？焼きそばあった。食べるのやめとこう。忘れたもんいいわ。ローデに送る。よし。
Didn't you hear me, you snake-screwing monstrosity?
If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to
scare. Zero.
And turn to worthy quests. See the rubbish stew. Pointless chest.
Surrounded by incompetence. I deserve a...
The Magister's jaw is tightly clenched as he...
What? Well, do you know anything?
The Magister snatches the ring from your palm and...
This is a conduct award. I presented it. The cook's been reported dead. I thought she was another victim, but if she had this...
He shudders in disgust.
And to think she was so near to us, to...
He holds out a pouch of gold. You try to take it, but he doesn't yet relinquish his grasp.
Keep this ugliness to yourself. I wouldn't want it thought that we Magisters...
He lets go of the pouch and turns...
Oh,
Bellwether, I need those reports, damn it.
Right away. Lizard stuff.
Belson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some more.
The bull looks at you quizzing. The bull chews its cud, ignoring your...
Oh, we dwarves had a kingdom, and we will...
Humble. 定食。では今度それで晩ご飯にしようと思いますので、放送はこれで終わりにします。またね、夜にもう一度放送しようと思いますので、よかったら見てください。お疲れ様でした。